So hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be going over everything when it comes to liquidity traps, manipulation cycles, and I even have this PDF. So if you want this PDF, make sure to check out the link in the description and how to actually increase the win rate. So let's get right into it. So first of all, we're gonna go over this price action. Then we're gonna go over how actually this liquidity sweep works and how to enter inside the manipulation. And at the end of the video, I'll be going over this PDF. So as you can see, this will be perfect setup for most people because we have previous daily high. We have multiple liquidity right here. By the way, I do not look at liquidity like this. For me, this is just nonsense. So as I said, most people will be selling from these levels. We have a liquidity sweep, we have market shift, and we even have this POI. Okay, we have this FPG with break and retest. We have sell side liquidity for the target. So this should be a perfect setup for most people. But by the way, this was from August. I actually took buys instead of sells in this level. Everything sent to Discord, and let me actually break down why I took buys and not sells. So first of all, we need to understand what is actual liquidity sweep. For most people, they think that is the best possible EOI or just a reversal. If I leave the same price action like this and remove the liquidity sweep, and instead of that mark this level as a support and resistance level, now we have this level, we have this engulfing. So most people will be selling from these levels, and it doesn't matter if you're using liquidity sweep, support and resistance levels, because these two things are the same. It might be hard to believe for some people, but I'll show you in a bit. Okay, so for some people, this would be support and resistance level. For some other people, this would be liquidity sweep. This engulfing on a low time frame is something like this. So we opened, went higher, then we went lower and closed at this level right here. Okay, so this is the opening price. As you can see, this movement to the upside was this one. We closed around this level. So this candle on a low time frame price action is just market shift. So we have this liquidity sweep, market shift with aggression. So this would be selling level for most people who trade liquidity sweeps. And at the same time, this would be the same selling setup for people who trade this concept right here. So after this close, they're gonna sell above the high, TP the next level right here. And the same thing goes for people who trade liquidity sweeps. Okay, so we have this market shift. You're going to enter and target the next sell side liquidity, aka the next support and resistance level. Okay, so that's basically liquidity sweep. So most people think that the liquidity sweep is the best possible concept, but basically it's the same thing as support and resistance. So if 90% of people are losing money, and everyone you see using these concepts, there might be some correlation between these liquidity sweeps and the low win rate. So that's the reason why I entered around this level for buys instead of sells, because everyone is looking for sells. So I'm just gonna buy and that's it. Okay, super simple. I think my entry point was around this level, SL below this one. And by the way, this is not backtesting. I predicted this price action into my Discord. We got sellers inside these cells like this, which would not be correct. Okay, so like 90% of people enter sells around this level, but if you understand how the market moves, this was super easy buy. Okay, so entry point, stop loss, and you see these candles. This is just beautiful example that there was multiple stop losses above this high, and the TP got hit within just 4 candles, which is amazing. So let's go over how to enter inside the manipulation, because this is the real manipulation, not this one, this liquidity sweep. So this is one of many ways to enter these buys. By the way, I use a bit different entry model, as you can see. But for most people, this will be much better than the liquidity sweep sells. So let's say we got some type of high on the left. Okay, so we swept the high. This will be called liquidity sweep. Then, let's say, for example, this is 1H candle. Okay, so this is 1H. This could be like 5 minute. Okay, so this price action on 1H is the same price action as this on a 5 minute. So we closed at this point. So we marked closing price. The same closing price will be the opening price for the next candle. Okay, so this will be the 1H close. At the 1H close, we're going to have a new hourly candle open. Okay, so the new hourly candle opened at this level. Let me make it green. Okay, so we got the new hourly open. Every single candle got opening price, wick, and body. Okay, we want to catch our entry point inside the wick and enjoy the profits during the body is being printed. Okay, so entry point inside the manipulation, taking profit inside the distribution, and understanding that the accumulation is just trap. You probably heard this AMD cycle almost everywhere, but most people don't know how to use it. Okay, so the opening price of the 1H candle is accumulation. The fake market shift would be the manipulation. Okay, so we want to enter inside the manipulation like this. So let's say this would be the market shift. Let me also show you on this real price action. So let's say the 1H candle close at this level. So there's this new 1H opening for the next candle. Okay, so we're going to expect the 1H candle to create the wick, aka manipulation, and go higher. Okay, so we want to enter inside the wick, aka manipulation. So this will be the manipulation. This will be the 1H opening, which will be the accumulation. And then the price will most likely go higher, which would be the distribution. Okay, so distribution, distribution. Now we have the market shift. So everything below the market shift for us is the manipulation. This is the wick. And now all we have to do is wait for confirmation. So for example, price closing above the 50% of the range. So this could be just your entry point, stop loss below the manipulation, and TP, for example, like 1 to 2, 1 to 3, depends on you. And yeah, that's it. Basically, we just caught the wick, aka manipulation, the best entry point that you can catch. And as you can see, boom. As I said before, this is not backtesting. I caught this trade live. So this is the same exact price action as I showed you below. So we have a new candle opening. This new hourly candle open created the wick, aka manipulation, by this fake market shift to trap sellers into the market. And now we have a bunch of stop losses above this high, which means price will most likely go for this high. And how can you enter into buys around this level? For most people, the easiest way to enter is draw Fibonacci from the top to the bottom and enter once you're going to close above this 382 level. Okay, so once you're going to close above it, you can just enter SL, for example, below the low. I have a different way to put stop loss. So my stop loss is a bit higher, like this, for example. And yeah, that's it. Super simple. As I said, this is not the entry model that I'm using, but this is much, much better than entering sells around this level. This will get you at least 60 to 70% win rate instead of like 30% win rate. So hopefully everything made sense. And now let's go to this PDF. So as I said before, this is the model for most people just trying to catch reversals instead of just continuations from these levels to go higher. Okay, so there's the entry model that everyone is using, but we understand that liquidity sweep and market shift means nothing because this could be just new hourly candle open to create the wick, aka manipulation, and then continue higher, aka distribution. Okay, so that's all you need basically. I use it on specific time frames, specific pairs, because it works the best with the pairs I'm trading. So right here, as you can see, we got 7 a.m., new opening of the hourly candle. So we can expect the next hourly candle to be like this. Wick to create this fake BOS, to create manipulation, where we can catch our entry point, and then we can exit the trade once the body is being printed. So as you can see, everything is set in this PDF. If you want it, it's in the description. And as you can see, this is the low time frame. So we had this last push, price close above this 382 level. So we're just going to enter and enjoy the profits. As you can see, my entry point is a bit lower because as I said, I have my own way of entering. The most important thing is understand that this is just sell-in trap to catch stop losses and continue higher. As you can see, this is the 1H, this is the 5 minute, exactly as I showed in the video. And yeah, that's it. If you got any questions, you can just DM me on Instagram or leave a comment below, and see you next time.